Hi. Welcome to another episode of Dunam with Data. Dunam is discover, understand, nurture, utilize, and maximize your potential. First of all, let me say thank you to everyone that you've been watching the previous episodes and you've been liking the video, you've been sharing it. Thank you so much. If you've not subscribed yet, just hit the subscribe button. Yes, now. Exactly. My name is Data Akinola, and I'm back again. Brought a guest in this episode, and we are going to be diving into the world of creativity, passion, talent, potential, you name it. And this person is, how would I put it, talent personified. When you're talking about MTNs, multi-talented Nigerians, this is like top of the list. I have with me Babatunde Ojubaro, entertainer, PR media strategist. I don't want to name the rest of the thing he does. I'm trying to be humble. So Mr. Rain is in the building. It's so good to have you on this episode.
Thank you, Dida. Appreciate the honor of bringing me on the podcast, and thank you for inviting me.
Okay, I have to say, a fellow JC.
Yes. Let me be proud to be a JCI ambassador.
Yeah,
we will get there someday.
Amen. I'll be an ambassador one day. You want to know what it's all about, bro? You can Google JCI Battle, then you know what we're talking about. But let's just dive right into the conversation right now. I mean, you're one person that you do a lot of things. I mean, name it. Anything that has to do with entertainment. Before, I used to pride myself in, I've done this one, I've done. But when I heard about you and I started reading about you and I've seen what you've done, like, nah, you've not done half of what you've done. And it seems like you're good at almost everything when it comes to entertainment. How did you come about that? How did you find yourself in that space? You doing everything, MC, you're thespian, you act, you write plays, you direct plays, you also do MC. I've mentioned MC. I'm sure you sing. There was time you used to sing. Did you sing at a point in time?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, all right. Maybe that's the only thing. I think that's where I beat you. I used to sing. Yes, I used to sing before and all that. But you did this. You did a lot of things. How did you come about that?
Okay, so pretty much that I would first say perhaps I'm one of the lucky people or blessed people. Everyone is blessed, and I don't want to, take that shine of being a multi-talented guy. I mean, you don't do anything to be multi-talented. Just realize that you are multi-talented, right? We are born talented, as it were. The difference is how you decide to utilize, those talents, as it were. Like for instance, I've known someone for a while, and today I only discovered that the person can draw.
Okay.
And I've known the person like forever. I'm like, wait, are you tracing this? You know when you trace, are you tracing this and you're drawing it yourself? She said, I'm drawing myself. I said, you know how to draw? She said, it's one of my forgotten talents. And there are several people like that. And sometimes you can't blame them. It could be the pressure of the situations. It could be this, it could be that. There are a lot of people who are talented, But me, I'm just that person who is also blessed with the ability to multitask.
Okay.
Right. So as soon as I discovered that I could juggle all of these things, there was no stopping me. I mean, why do I want to, keep one talent away when I can do it and I can also still deliver in terms of juggling them effectively well? I think the biggest strength is not even the talent. The biggest strength is the ability to multitask.
To do everything at the same time.
Like and I'll also always tell, probably I can preempt your question would be, so how do you balance everything else?
Because I was always thinking, they say this master of trade, master of all trade, jack of all trade, master of none. And
that is not complete.
Okay. Okay.
Jack of all trade, master of none.
Mm-hmm.
Better than a master of one.
Oh, okay.
Go and look at the history of that.
That's the first time. This is the first time I've heard.
Look at the history of that quote, and and you get full quotes.
Mm.
Jack of all trades, master of none, better than master of one.
Oh, wow. Now that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because when you hear most motivational speakers, like, you have to start with one, you have to, and most people that feel that they can do like 3 or 4 things at the same time. Now, when they do one thing, they don't feel like this is their entirety. So they try to box themselves with one thing, but that is not their essence. So and if they want to try and put their hands in other things, then remember the words of some motivational speakers and say, "Oh no, do one thing, be known for one thing," and all that.
So I think basically, you see, and as we grow older, you realize that many of the things that we have been taught, I don't want to say were lies, right? Many of those things that we've been taught were taught from the level of exposure of the people who were teaching us.
Mm.
Like, for instance, we all grew up saying that beans is protein,
Yeah.
or beans is carbohydrates. So and at some point, and that's why at every point in life, the place of self-development becomes necessary and important. Because yes, it may be some of those things are just general guides that helps you not to be able to. It doesn't mean that everything applies to you as an individual, right? A place of self-realization, a place of self-development, capacity development helps you to know who you are, to say, I can do this, I can do that. So when they say, focus on one thing, I look at myself, I'm like, I'm not doing, like, for instance, I do this, I do that, and I say, okay, focus. Everything I'm doing is within a particular industry, right?
Mhm.
Even though I have ventured out of the industry at some point, I'll say, but so if you say that because in the industry I should only focus on one thing when I can do multiple other things. Now, this thing is a function of you, a personal thing. Some people have multi-talents and cannot multitask.
Yeah. Sure.
They have to finish one thing first and do all of those things. So those kind of general quotes are things to help guide people so that people are not misled. People are not. It doesn't mean that at the core of it all, when you sit down and analyze yourself, if you have not gotten to a place as an human being where you are analyzing yourself, you are doing self-discovery, you are doing self-development, you are doing capacity development, you are just going to settle for average. You are always going to settle for less than you can even put out. So for me, I think early on I discovered very quickly that I could multitask, and I took advantage of it. And so if someone comes to tell me that I focus on one thing, I can give you countless number of things that I've done at the same time and with results.
Mm.
With results, prove track record of results. So just to say it again, it's a at the end of the day, it's a thing about who am I, what can I do, what can I not do. And as you grow up, you begin to put certain things in perspective to shape this thing. So yes, I agree. Focus. If you know that you cannot do it, don't say because this person is doing anything. If you cannot do it, but if you can, by all means, do not put all your don't hide your shine. No, don't hide your shine.
When people want to apply for job, one of the major things they put on their CV is their ability to multitask. But what if you're multi-talented, but you can't multitask? What do you do?
We all have our strengths, we all have our limitations, we all have our weaknesses, right? The best you can do is always play towards the place of your strength.
Okay.
Always, I will give you an example. At some point in Ibadan, I was the radio space, and my name was almost like everywhere, and then before I left radio personally, and a new radio was coming. One of the ways to know that you're doing well as a radio station is not even all the awards, right? Because awards can be sentimental sometimes, right? And especially the ones that you have to vote for is people with the largest number of people that are always winning. The awards don't usually go to the best people, right? So it's when a new radio station come into and they're poaching you. That's when you know that, okay, yes, I'm doing well, right? They want the new radio is coming to town. They're looking for the best people from all, and they are saying, yeah, come and work with us. We're going to increase your pay or whatever it is that they're adding to it, right? So, and a new radio station was coming into town. Several new were coming into town, trying to get me over to the space and all of this. But particular one that I was really, really interested in but they wanted me to do what you are doing now. politics and
Current affairs and all that.
politics. It's not my strength, even though I'm sort of popular in the radio station. All right, and I said, and I really wanted to be at that radio station because it was, they had good branding, they had this vibe. You want to, use them to do swags and all of those things. But it's not. If I go there, I would have messed myself up because current affairs. I mean, if me and you sit down and talk current affairs, I mean, I have good knowledge of it, but it's not my strength when I have to now present it. Right? But some people say, "Almo, we will adjust for them." It's always play first to the place of your strength. You are multi-talented. You cannot multitask. What you now need to do is to put yourself up to speed and say, when I'm doing this thing, I need to finish it up in so amount of time so that I can jump to the next one. You don't spend the entirety there trying to do this. That's the way you can accomplish so much thing. But if you are, one of those people who are like me who can multitask at the same time, why not? There's no stopping you as long as you can deliver results. Because again, effort is not really celebrated. The results.
All right, so let's dive into your story of how you entered into that space. So what was the first thing you discovered about yourself? Then how did the discovery pattern go? And have you stopped discovering? Is there still more for you to discover?
Oh yeah, there's always more to the human ability.
Okay.
There's always more to the human ability. I mean, we are limitless, as the case may be. It's a cliche. The only limit is the ones that you place on yourself, right? So so I think that I'm still discovering myself because I'm venturing into a new terrain right now.
Okay.
And interestingly, I picked up very fast, and already I have some good clientele around it. But if we try to track back how this thing started, the first thing I discovered myself is that I dance.
Really?
Yeah, I started out as a dancer.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I started as a dancer. I mean, I use the word was, because I don't dance anymore.
Oh.
I
Look at the wordage.
It was also in the place of discovery, and I'll tell you why I stopped dancing.
Okay.
So I started a dancer, and then I played football too. As a matter of fact, I wanted to become a footballer. That's the thing.
Interesting.
If people who grew up with me will ask, "Interesting, you play ball?" I mean, that's what everybody would have thought I would become. I'll probably be the.
So you were very good.
Oh yes, I was very good.
What position?
I'm a winger and striker. So whatever you place me, you play against me, you're in trouble.
It's okay.
So I thought I was going to be a footballer, but my mom wanted me to go to school. She was like, "No, footballers, you will not go to school. They saw the future and see what we are going to be earning by this time."
I mean,
But my mom wanted me to go to school, study accounting, become an accountant, and all of those things. So it really affected the training that because I used to go to training a lot. It was in the past. So I danced, and when I got into university to study marketing. Then I studied there, Mathematics University was where I had my first degree.
Okay.
So I joined the fellowship drama unit, and that's how I fell in love with marketing and drama, And along the line, I'm a bit refined, cool, and then I used to be very stubborn, very playful, and that's how I got into being an MC and comedian because in the fellowship, they do birthdays, and they went for a sister's birthday in our house. The MC did not come. They said, "Are you this job somebody? Go and do MC now." And that's why I did MC that day. I started doing MC for everybody in the, because naturally you just make people laugh and all of those things. So, and then in Metamorphose also being into a stand-up comedian, right? So that's how MC, and that would be July 2004.
Wow.
Yeah, July 2004 was when I did MC for the first time.
21 years ago.
Oh yes.
Wow.
But then I did MC for the first time, and then I started doing comedy and MC for the fellowship activities, and then gradually it was somebody did MC at the birthday, now come and do for me now, I started doing MC up and down and all that. And then maybe when the fellowship have drama nights or they have choir anniversary, Brother Ojubaro, come and help us to do MC. Then I started making people laugh, and then but at the time I was wrapping up my marketing, I'd already fallen in love with theater.
Okay.
because I was in drama unit. I was one of the popular guys in the drama unit, and then I became drama unit director. So it's like, no, I think I want to study this thing. I love it very much. I want to blah 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 blah. So by the time I was wrapping up my marketing, I bought jam form again. I did jam again, and then I did theater in University of Ibadan.
Wait, you bought. It wasn't that nobody
Nah,
forced
nah,
you.
nah,
You
nah.
did it on your
Yes,
own
yes, I did on my own because I couldn't cross from marketing
to theater.
theater and then from OSU to UI. It was going to be. There's no way it was going to happen, right? So
Wow.
I just went to buy the jam form again. That they didn't know at all. And
Yeah, I wanted to ask that.
it was when I wanted to pay school fees, and after that I was admission in UIU theater. Marketing to you got certificate here. You know,
Hey.
you know, my mom was really upset. Because she putting MC, you know, Tony, you're accountant, you will be this. Yeah, I'm not the accountant. I want to study theater. And then whenever I can afford, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're resolute and they see that you know what you want, eventually they give in and they pay my school fees now.
They paid again.
It will not pay. I didn't know the one I won.
I don't know how many parents or Nigerian parents will do that too.
Well, there are a lot
But at the end of the day, they will still want to support.
when it was time for all this noise, when it was time for matriculation, my mommy brought 2 buses.
Are you serious?
Brought all our neighbors in the mommy, matric, everybody. You brought they bought the secondary. Over the degree, engineer. When they came to my matric, people know that Ojobaro Denyo. 2 14-seater buses they brought from Lagos.
Second matric. Wow.
Yeah, so, and that's how it began. And when I was in Dubai, I was dancing. I was doing all sorts of dance. I was doing break. I was doing
Like
contemporary.
the first and the best university.
Oh yeah, they know now.
Yes.
They know if you don't attend UI, it's lesson you went to.
Yes, so
Sorry, my babe. So yeah, I mean, then I became an instant campus celebrity. Was popular from under level. You know, I mean, by the time I was getting into UI, I was not a giant.
yeah.
I had
So that
4
maturity,
years experience.
Yeah.
4 years experience. So as a matter of fact, people who were in under level that don't say matric paper were probably in just as two when I was when I was doing my first degree. You know, so I had that advantage of experience. You know, and all of those things. So it was like an easy ride. I mean, I've been there all the time. So I became like an instant student celebrity. I was dancing, I was doing MC, I was doing comedy. You know, then I started doing my own shows on campus too, and that's how it continues to move. And I think I did my first comedy show in 2005
Mm-hmm.
when I was in OSU. I did one in 2005. I did one in 2006 before I moved to UI eventually, and here we are.
Wow. Now that's an interesting journey because, I mean, for you to just switch like that,
I switched.
you have to say that you have like very supportive parents.
Yes,
Oh.
but if anybody's watching now, it's not something I would advise you to do right now because things have changed. Right? You could be doing everything without getting the degree for it. You know, at the time we were growing up, we were more of there wasn't more of entrepreneurship.
Mhm.
It was a lot of 9 to 5. You had get a degree, go and look for a job, and you know. But now it will not be really really wise. I mean, if it's what you want to do, fine, but it will not be really wise for you. I mean, I'd spent 4 years. By the time I was getting to 400 level in UI, my mates that were many of them have been in that 4 years. They have risen the ladder of their organization. So it's not advisable if you are getting a second degree, you may be a master's. You know, going back to go and do 100 level again, you can get there are a lot of courses that you can
Online
take
and
online.
all
Things
that.
have changed, so you cannot take that route again. So another thing about human endeavors is you need to be aware of what's going on, what's evolving, what's the trend. So if at this time you finish a degree and then you go and take 100 level again, because I don't think it's necessary.
Mm.
I don't think it's necessary. You can get the course online. You can do a
Yeah, sure.
virtual course and all of this. You can get the skill because right now skill is more important than your
Yeah,
certificates.
true.
All right. Yeah. So that's it.
True. So let's look at the journey. I mean, you said that your first MC job was like 2004. That like 21 years and all that, and that brings me to the topic of how have you been able to nurture yourself? Now, there is this concept about you doing something over and over, practice. Yes, you get better at it. But are there any other thing that you do? Maybe did you go back to learn? Do you have like like a ritual. I read this book, I did that, I did this, just to make sure that I keep on nurturing myself in this craft.
All right. So I think one of the things about me is that I'm a voracious reader.
Oh, okay.
Right. So naturally, my worldview had been shaped right from when I was in Osu. When I was in Osu, I was like the assistant librarian. Right. I had the key to the fellowship library,
Wow.
and I had a school father who made me read one book a week and write a summary.
Wow.
Right. So I'd been reading. So my worldview had been shaped in certain ways long before. So I would not say that there were certain things that I was doing, but residual knowledge, things that you have been reading. That's why not the thing you see today is not there. It's not waste. It's somewhere in your reservoir. So some of the things that I've read, I'd read quite from motivational books to personal development books to biographies and all of those things. And there are no ways you're reading all of those books that it doesn't affect the way you think, the way you speak, the way you act, and all of those things. So yeah, so for me, and then I also in a church where I get to talk to I was in the secretariat unit, so you
Okay.
get to read the announcements, right? So like every Sunday, almost every Sunday, I was reading the announcements.
So that was practice for you.
Yeah, so that's like talking, not just fellowship, even my own church, right? I attend Cherubim and Seraphim Movement Church, right?
Mhm.
And my church per Sunday, the youth fellowship has about 1,500 to 2,000 people in attendance.
Mhm.
So reading announcement to them almost every Sunday, already facing like 2,000 people week in, week
Mhm.
out, were the foundations that built my confidence, my ability to. And I had bosses where you make a mistake while you're reading an announcement. It was church work. They will tell you not to come to the unit for the next 4 weeks. You don't want that to happen. So you always want to be at your best and all of those things. You go to the fellowship during the week to go and be rehearsing your announcements so that you don't make a mistake. So those were the things I can lay my hands on to say that were the things that shaped me, because I was doing it like every Sunday, every Sunday, every Sunday, every Sunday. You get better at it,
Mm.
right? But personally, aside also that I'm a natural, right?
Okay.
It just flows. When I'm talking, it just flows and all of those things. So,
Mm.
but as you grow older, you get. I mean, I have a book in my bag now, 50 ways to become better speaker. To be a better speaker, because you still need to develop yourself. Your natural skill is good, your natural talent is good, but you need to develop yourself because the market is voracious. If you are doing commercial now, the market is voracious. You have a lot of competitors. You need to be always edge them. So you have to read, right? So yeah, I read, but there's nothing like okay, studying this because I want to do this. I had a background that already taught me how to face the crowd, speak well, make sure you're writing correctly, and all that.
One of the things I can draw from what you just said right now is, so in terms of nurturing your potential and your talent, basically, there are things around you that you can use to train yourself. For example, the church
Yeah.
opportunities and all that. Because some people's excuse for not building, oh, why not be like, I can't pay for this. I don't have the money to pay for this course online or something. But what you said, I believe also that there are opportunities around you
Oh,
that you can always use to build
numerous,
yourself.
numerous. We have to open our mind. But I mean, it's not just. I mean, when it comes to trying to find something you want to do, one of the biggest things that you need to be able to do is to open your mind to see opportunities. Like opportunities everywhere. Like everywhere. It's much opportunities, but you know we are closed-minded, we are focused on our limitations, we are focused on the things that we don't have. We're not able to see someone who can help, where you can help. And many people are just too lazy to take the step, right? They just want it a la carte. Come and serve them. Nobody wants to do the buffet style except it's like real food where you have to go and serve yourself. But everybody wants to sit down, you want to get it on the platter of gold. Nothing's coming on the platter of gold, right? And yeah, so you have to be able to open your mind to see there's an opportunity in everything to develop yourself. And yeah, but if you don't make your mind to up to say, I want to become me, I was doing say, I want to be a big name, or I want to be able to make a lot of money, or whatever it is I wanted to do. I always wanted to be, like you can use it as reference and say, that guy good. So it's a push for you to be able to say, I want to get better at yourself, because there's somebody who is better than you when you go commercial now, who is better than you, are willing to collect less and you're charging. is better than you. Even the ones that are not better than you are getting the job. Then there's somebody who is even better than you and willing to collect less than you are collecting. And you are doing more. Oh my god.
I have to. I have to make reference to GCI.
Alright.
Because one of the things that we've been taught is, so when you join JCI organization, I mean, you're my boss, ambassador,
Thank you.
is that JCI is not an organization, it's not a restaurant, it's a gym.
Oh, it's the gym.
So you can't just come and expect to be served.
No,
you have to
you have to work it out.
do the work yourself so that you gain it. And it's the same thing with live also. You have to just always put in the work for you to get the best results out of it.
Yeah, but so the reality of the matter is, I mean, we get people who have been out there, who have made it in life. We need to always say this: yes, you have to get out there. The truth of you need to tell them the truth. It's very difficult. All right, because if you don't go already, if you go with the mindset that I suppose don't do it, by the time you don't do it, you get frustrated. You get bored. If you go with the mind that I'm going to cross an ordeal, it's difficult to be able to do something right. It's difficult when you go to the. I restarted the gym this year now. I want to go and collect my change because I can't remember that. Because it's difficult, man. I do the tricycle this thing. I couldn't lift my, but the dedication to keep going back there is what what brings the results eventually. All right. Aside from, let's even say the gyms, because my schedule is really, really crazy. Right. I really, sometimes I've even forgotten that because I have to be here and there and do a lot of delivery. I mean, deliverables and all that. But again, that's it. You have to do the workout. You have to sweat, and it goes around everything. So if you want an a la carte thing, a la carte comes after you have put in the work. Then somebody will come and sell you. Nobody. I said maybe they born you like that from Kekereo. You were born with a silver spoon in your mouth. But otherwise, you work for everything. We need to tell them. You see the guys who have made it and doing their flashy cars and doing their lifestyles. Man, those guys, nobody made it all of a sudden. Nobody made it overnight. It was over time, and that over time, na shaky. But the good thing is, if this person can make it, you can make it too. So
yeah, sure.
Pretty much.
All right. So my question now for you is: so you do a lot of things now. If you don't see results in one thing, like how do you keep on going? In the sense that there are other options. Do I keep on doing this one thing, or should I just let me leave this one and let me just focus on other things? How do you maneuver all through that?
Oh yes. So one of the things I also wanted to touch on is the biggest disadvantage of multi-talented people is that they are never known for one thing. They hardly make it. Most talented people hardly make it. You know why? Because they can do a lot of things. When they are doing something and it's not really, they go abandon them and go to the next one, right? And then, but the reality of life is that things is a process. So multi-talented people naturally are restless. They are restless. They are not very patient. And it stems from the fact that this thing they give me results. No. I don't abandon them. And what you have abandoned takes some time for you to yield results. All right. So I think my own blessing is that I can do everything. I can do a couple of things at the same time. So if I start like 3 things, I say all of them will take like the same process now. So it's not like I'm dumping one thing to go and do
simultaneously.
Although I had that issue too early on, I would do this if from personal experience. I just said this. This thing is not giving me results. I beg. I don't come out. I don't go to another thing and all that. So, but having to be able to juggle all these things together is first to realize that everything gets seed time and harvest time. And there's a lot of time between the seed time and harvest time. What do you do during this? You keep to nurture this thing, but it's not as easy as I've just said it, because you want to pay, you want to take care of yourself, you need money for this, and you're investing money into this thing. That's why, again, anyways, the reality of the matter now does not even allow you to say you want to do one thing.
In this Nigeria.
Yes, naturally everybody is. I have a major thing that I'm doing,
Okay.
and then I don't put everything on the same scale.
Okay. There's order of priority,
Yes,
order of
it's a
preference.
major thing that this one I'm putting quite a lot of money in this one. I'm building this one for certain things. The other small ones I'm doing, I try to find how I can earn from that to be able to pursue or nurture this particular one. You'll be disastrous and suicidal for me to be investing in 10 things at the same time in one, right? Unwise actions that I took that I will not advise people to take, especially if you are more talented. Even if you are just talented, even if there is only one thing that you are doing, you're trying to build. So building is very difficult, right? One of the things that I believed very much in my abilities, like I know say more I know if I was working somewhere and you people are inconveniencing me in one kind. I complain one time, 2 times, so I'm uncomfortable. I'm resigning streets. Like I know that I will not stay more than 1 month. I will get another job offer.
Mm.
Like that's how I believe in how good I was in whatever it is that I was doing. So if you do any other things, I don't resign. But it was one of these unwise decisions that I was taking. Like for instance, I was working with um, a pharmaceutical organization as a sales guy, sales rep at that time. I mean, was a theater student doing being a pharmaceutical.
Exactly.
It was just. I mean, I could sell, man.
Okay. And you did marketing.
I did marketing. I could sell. I could talk. I mean, I can convince you, but and I mean, I just went for it. I have nothing to lose. I have the yes, they will not collect me. So I went, and the guy would say, sell me this pen, that kind of thing. And I mean, so I got the job, right, and I was working in Benin, right. Pretty much good job because it was a multinational. I had an official card. It was paid really good, but it was getting boring, man. It wasn't what I really wanted to do. It was really getting boring for me. I was like, I come out, and because I had to talk to doctors, I had to talk to pharmacists, I had to convince them that our drug is better.
So you're a drug seller.
Yeah.
Pablo Escobar.
All I needed for them to do was I don't carry the drugs about. All I needed to do them, so because after the dating, they now took us for training and they trained us on all the drugs, their components. I knew all those stuff. All they needed to do was to say this drug is better than the competitors one. So recommend our drug when people come to buy. When you go to doctors and say when they are prescribed, we always prescribe our drug. So sometimes we do conferences for them and tell them why ours is better and all of those things. So I was getting really. It was a good job. It was not anything. I was hard money, and it was a sales thing. You didn't even have to touch your salary because you can make money on the field if you are very smart, right? Thing was just getting boring. And then they told me that there was a new radio station in Ibadan was coming up, and they thought that I would be a Guinea company. I wasn't even Benin. The day they told me that I wrote my resignation letter. Gave them 1 month. They are 1 month this thing. July, gave them the whole of July. August 1st. I left my stuff in Ibadan in Benin itself. I came to it was later I went to go and pack my stuff. By August 4th, I was on the radio station. They told me clear point blank. I said yes, I will do it. It will be very unwise for you to do that kind of thing because you need something to be giving you money.
Yeah.
Pursuing your stuff. Me, I left it though. Oh my God, I was quoting one of my friends in Basharon. I was trekking from Basharon to Liberty. When I finished my savings now, they were not paying me now. They were not paying
Basharon to Liberty.
Yes. I was trekking from Basharon. I was strolling. You just have money there. I just take a stroll.
Endurance trek.
Yeah. I was strolling. Evening stroll, morning stroll. You stroll. If you are doing exercise now, do you know how many kilometers you walk? Is that not what you people do? How many steps? 10,000 steps. How many 10,000 steps?
Suffering glorified.
I was striking, man. And it was an unwise decision. I mean, now I can say it was unwise. I mean, but I weathered through the distance. But if you are more talented and you have somewhere you're working, I don't want to say that leave your job to go and focus. When you suffer, plan very well and say I have 2 years to work on this job to get out and do this, so you can have money, you can save, you can whatever. Because even what you are earning, you can't even be saved, right? And so you have to be very strategic. So those are the things that were unwise decisions that I took. that made it a bit more difficult to be able to pursue my dreams. Except that I was very resolute, very stubborn, and like I will get this thing done, blah blah. A lot of people, that's why they give up. A lot of people, that's why they abandon their projects and all of this because the strategy was not there, the planning was not there. You have to plan. I have to say, I'm getting into this thing. Okay, you really want to pursue your thing. You have a job that is paying you, even if it's 100,000. Do you know how much you used to nurture your business or your passion or your dreams? When there's no money, you get tired. Do you understand? So me, I just, in fact, after a while, though, I became, I was not negotiating on my own terms on radio. It was a radio station that came into town, and I was their first director of programs.
Okay.
All right, and I was already pursuing my theater productions. I was already, that's like the highest radio job that I got, the highest pay ever was that particular job. I stayed there for 3 months. I resigned. I said the thing is just keeping me in office for only thing. I will just wake up and go and sit down in office because I'm radio station, director of programs. I designed the program. I hired all the OAPs. This radio station is doing very fine. I was the first director of programs. This is very fine now. I don't want to mention the name, right? I worked there only 3 months. We resumed in January. By March, I resigned. But I said I couldn't go for rehearsals. I'm just sitting down here, mornings, the people that are on there. I prefer to be a OAP. Come and do your belt and go. But as director, I was getting really paid. But 3 months down the line, I resigned because I was sure that if I wanted to be back on radio, I can't stay 1 month. Somebody will call me and say, come and hire. So these were unwise decisions. That I was earning a good money. And I just left, and I went to go and do something else that I thought was my passion. But it took a long time for me to be able to build that passion to where it is, rather than actually my state plays and the craft and all of this. So if you are multi-talented, you have to it's the best time to be very strategic. Otherwise, you just find yourself that you're jumping from one, and then people who want to help you say, no, where
exactly you fall into.
You get confused in this thing. So if you are doing many things, there are too many things that you need to put in. You have to be strategic. You have to be sure that people who are perceiving you from the outside are not perceiving you as someone who is confused. You can easily say as someone who is confused that he doesn't know. So those are some of the pitfalls of being multi-talented.
All right. My final question has to do with the strategy you're talking about. Now, you're a PR and media strategist and all that. And now the question has to do with when you're transitioning. I want to focus more on the strategy. What are the things that you need to look out for? For example, you've left radio for a very long time. You left some things to pick up some things. So based on your experience, what are the things you have to look at, and how do you, plan yourself, to make sure that you don't, mess up at the end of the day, or you become a failure at the end of the day?
Yeah. So one of the things, it goes first back to your self-discovery and self, development. You need to, at some point, sit down and ask yourself a very honest question. What do I want to do with my life? What do I want to achieve with my life? You need to be crystal clear about what you want to do, where you want to be in 5 years, in 10 years. It's a lot of work that a lot of people don't do. People just vibe it along. People just as it come, as it go, as it come, as it go. And I don't expect everybody to be like this because everybody will not be, but if you need to do strategy, because when you are now say, okay, this is what, like for instance, when I was getting into radio, I think I mentioned it before, that radio for me at that time was a means to an end.
Okay.
I was going to start my theater production company, right? And I wanted people to start coming for my show right away. And I knew that I needed to be an household name. I needed to be popular. To now say, Mr. Rain is inviting you, and you have always heard him on radio, you want to see his face, there wasn't a lot of streaming when there was no streaming, you just hear our voices, right? So the strategy was go into radio, be popular, stay for 4-5 years, then move away. It was my clear-cut strategy from time, and it worked like magic because the very first year I resumed in 2014. August 2nd, 2014 was when I got on radio for the first time in my life. Right? By 2015, I was AAP of the year. Because it was clear from the get-go what I wanted to achieve with it. I needed to be popular. So I needed to do everything. I was making sure that I read the NVC code. I don't think that if you put OAPs, 500 OAPs now, I don't think 480 people have seen what the NVC codes look like. I don't think so.
I've seen it.
Just seen it. Congratulations to you. Have you read it?
Thank you. I've not finished it.
I read it because that time, what do you call them? The NBC people very strict. You do a mistake like this, my marketing manager will back into this thing, take it away from your salary. But the salary they were not even paying. By the time they are ready to pay, you are owing them. So I needed to be sure I wasn't making mistakes. I needed to be sure. I needed to learn how to produce myself. Then I got tired of trekking. So I started sleeping in the studio. Right, my cook Monday to Friday one, and it was illegal to sleep in the studio. And whatever video as a studio, it was illegal. We come back, I'm actually not what did it be 11. I'm actually but I was in the studio. I see, my guy can bash it over. So it's a long time now. So I find ourselves in the studio sleep. In the morning, you leave around that time 7:30. But since I opened the radio, I do the 5:30. So. At station, that's the assumption. So I needed to do all those things. And 2015, 2016, AAP. So it was clear. So you need to have a strategy. That was my own strategy. Radio was the means to an end. So even now, today, somebody called me and gave me an offer at HOS, the radio station in Ibadan. Because it was strategy for me that this is when I will stop. That's why it's important for you, especially if you are most talented, is to have strategy. What do I want to do at this point? When do I want to stop it and move to the next one? You have to be clear. If you're not very clear what you want to do, you'll be vibing everything along. You just be stringing along. But then you need to be able to find how all of your talents point into a particular direction. And I say, okay, this is all because at the end of the day, nobody understands what you're trying to do. You want to call them, but today achieved. But if you are not able to now let us realize that this is where you are going, everybody will just think they're a confused fellow. And somebody who really wants to help you, say, once you understand what you want to do, you can come in. Right? So, first things first, clear cut, crystal clear what you want to do. And when it was time for me to leave radio, in fact, when I left radio, it was not when I wanted to leave radio. It was not when I left radio because they were paying too much salary. I was already popular. I was already doing my stage place, and I thought that I had achieved my aims. I just left. Right? I just left. So you need to be able to do that pretty much, and then you need to understand that everybody needs to understand, and nothing. The gain does not come immediately, and there's no formula for it. Somebody can get the returns in 1 year. Another person can get it in 5 years. Another person can get it in 10 years. But while you are at it, make it worthwhile. You have to come to that understanding that because more I'm not able to continue your money because it's a shame. And I don't blame people. Look, let me not use the word a shame. It breaks one's heart for you to start something and not finish it. Sometimes it's not your fault. You have tried, and situation or not, there are a lot of pull on that table. And we just pray that it gets easy for people. But the order of life is that you keep trying until it works. That's the order of life. You keep trying until it works. But you need to know when. You need to know when the strategy is not working. Doesn't mean you're changing the plan. You're changing your routes. You're changing the way you're getting to the destination. Doesn't mean that you have to. Because people just keep changing their destination. When we were coming, when they were working, repairing it, we used to go and it's a longer journey, but you have to everybody changes their journey every time and their destination. You can change your route, you can change your style, you can change your momentum, you can relax a little bit, you can seek help, you can look for collaborations. These are some of the things that we lack. People don't ask for help. People don't think collaboration is necessary because everybody wants to take the shine themselves. It's so kiniko. If you can do that all by yourself, fine. Collaboration is beautiful. Looking for help is cool. Not rushing everything is cool. and then you enjoy it while at it. Don't push yourself too much. Don't be jumping from it here to it. You cannot multitask, do one thing at a time. That's how it is. So for me, I cannot say I'm the best planner or the best strategy guys, but I've learned that you don't change the winning thing. This thing works for me. I'm going to stick until it stops working. Then I look for something else. How to roll about. I think pretty much that can help a little bit. To navigate the storms, the weather, and weather the Valhalla of life shaking.
Oh, that's an interest. What a way to on a lighter note. You said don't change your winning team. What team do you support?
We have won it all.
What team do
You already know. Mention your team without mentioning your team. We have won it all.
Well,
we have won all the European Cups.
I think we've come to the end of this podcast.
We have not come to the end of this. We have not come to the end of this podcast. Editors, please don't take this now. This is the most interesting part of this season. You don't want to. What club is about?
It's just sad that I'm wearing the color of the club you are talking
What club
about.
is about?
Let's just let it go.
We are not letting it go.
We are letting it go.
You
because
see,
I know you're going to.
let me tell you something. If I watch this podcast and I don't see this place where you are denying your club publicly,
I'm not denying my club.
What's the name of the club?
222.
Yeah.
For life.
Even your react well. Why you get follow?
A big thank you for coming on this podcast. It's been absolute fun, and I've learned a lot actually from you on this podcast. And I'm sure a lot of people that are watching and will still watch and will still share. Is also going to learn a lot of things from this podcast. Thank you, Mr. Rain, for coming on this episode.
Sorry, I brought the rain.
He actually literally brought the rain.
My brother followed me to the beach.
All right, thank you for watching this episode. So remember that discovering, understanding, nurturing, utilizing, maximizing your potential, basically knowing your potential, is a continuous process. And the more we watch, the more we read, the more we learn. So keep watching Dunham with Data. My name is Data Akinola. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Gracias.